Hello, darlings! Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a fabulous journey to Chile, a land of breathtaking beauty and vibrant culture. From the towering peaks of the Andes Mountains to the surreal landscapes of the Atacama Desert, we'll uncover hidden gems and iconic landmarks that will leave you speechless. First up, we're whisked away to Torres del Paine National Park, a place so stunning, so dramatically beautiful, it's almost impossible to describe. Picture this, darling, soaring granite peaks, glaciers shimmering under the crisp Patagonian sky, and turquoise lakes reflecting the majesty all around. This park is a hiker's paradise. Whether you're up for a challenging trek or a leisurely stroll, there's a trail here for every fitness level. Keep your eyes peeled for the local wildlife, graceful guanacos, majestic condors soaring overhead, and perhaps even a puma if you're lucky. Be sure to pack layers, darling. The weather in Patagonia is notoriously fickle. Sunshine one minute, a snow flurry the next. Oh, one last thing. Be sure to indulge in a spot of stargazing. With minimal light pollution, the night sky here is simply dazzling. From the lush greenery of Patagonia, we're whisked away to the Atacama Desert, the driest non-polar desert on Earth. Now, I know what you're thinking, darling. A desert? Really? But trust me, this is no ordinary desert. Imagine vast lunar-like landscapes, ancient salt flats shimmering under the scorching sun, and towering volcanoes guarding secrets whispered on the wind. One of the most magical experiences you can have in the Atacama Desert is witnessing the sunset. Picture this, darling, the sky ablaze with vibrant hues of orange, pink, and purple, casting long, dancing shadows across the dunes. The Atacama Desert is a stargazer's paradise. With its high altitude and crystal-clear skies, it's one of the best places on Earth to marvel at the Milky Way. A word to the wise, darling, pack your sunscreen. The sun here is unforgiving. Next, we venture into the heart of the Atacama Desert to a place that feels truly out of this world. Valle de la Luna, the Valley of the Moon. Imagine a landscape sculpted by centuries of wind and erosion, with towering sand dunes, jagged rock formations, and canyons painted in hues of ochre, crimson, and gold. As the sun begins its descent, the valley transforms into a kaleidoscope of colors. Shadows stretch and deepen, highlighting the textures and contours of the landscape. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try sandboarding down the dunes? Just imagine yourself, darling, gliding down the slopes, the wind whipping through your hair. As darkness descends, the valley takes on an ethereal beauty. The stars begin to twinkle in the velvet sky, and the silence is almost deafening. From the otherworldly landscapes of the Atacama, we set sail for Kilauea Island, a place steeped in myth, legend, and a culture as colorful as the houses that line its shores. Imagine, darling, emerald green hills rolling down to meet the sea, quaint fishing villages where time seems to have stood still, and those charming wooden churches, painted in a rainbow of hues. But Kilo is more than just pretty houses, darling. It's a place where ancient myths and legends are woven into the fabric of everyday life. Listen closely, and you might just hear tales of the Trauco, a mythical creature said to inhabit the forests, or the Pincoya, a mermaid who brings good fortune to fishermen. And speaking of fishermen, be sure to sample the local cuisine, darling. Fresh off the boat seafood, hearty stews, and the island's famous curanto, a feast cooked in an underground oven. The true charm of Kilauea lies in its people, warm, welcoming, and always ready with a story and a smile. Prepare to be dazzled, darling, as we journey to the General Carrera Lake in Patagonia, home to one of Chile's most breathtaking natural wonders, the Marble Caves, or as the locals call them, the Capillas de Marmol. Imagine a series of caves carved into the face of the Patagonian Andes, their walls swirling with patterns of turquoise, jade, and alabaster. The best way to experience the caves is by boat, darling. Glide through the crystal-clear waters, the sunlight dancing on the surface. As you drift through the caverns, look up, darling, and marvel at the intricate patterns etched into the marble over millennia. These patterns, my dear, are a testament to the power of nature, a reminder that the most breathtaking beauty is often found in the most unexpected of places. A word of advice, darling, bring your camera. The light in the caves is constantly changing, creating a photographer's paradise. Now, darling, for a touch of adventure, we venture to the northern Patagonian ice fields, home to the magnificent San Rafael Glacier. Imagine a colossal river of ice carving its way through the heart of the Andes, its surface shimmering with an almost otherworldly blue. As you approach the glacier, you can hear the thunderous roar as chunks of ice break free and crash into the water below. The best way to experience the San Rafael Glacier is by boat, darling. Cruise through the lagoon, the air thick with the scent of pine and ice. Keep your eyes peeled for the local wildlife, playful seals basking on ice floes, graceful Andean condors soaring overhead. A visit to the San Rafael Glacier is an adventure you won't soon forget, darling. It's a chance to witness the raw power of nature. Now, darling, prepare to be whisked away to one of the most remote and enigmatic places on Earth, Easter Island, or Rapa Nui as it's known to the locals. This tiny island in the vast Pacific Ocean is home to one of archaeology's greatest mysteries, the Moai. Imagine, darling, hundreds of these monolithic stone statues scattered across the island, their enigmatic faces gazing out over the ocean. These towering figures, some standing over 30 feet tall and weighing over 80 tons, have puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. But Easter Island is more than just the Moai. It's a place of stunning natural beauty, with volcanic craters, dramatic cliffs, and pristine beaches. As the sun sets over the Pacific, casting long shadows across the Moai, you can't help but feel a sense of wonder and awe. From the remote shores of Easter Island, we journey to the vibrant port city of Valparaiso, a place where color explodes from every corner, and the air hums with a chaotic energy that is both intoxicating and exhilarating. Imagine, darling, a city built on a series of steep hills, its houses painted in a rainbow of hues, cascading down to the sea like a watercolor painting come to life. Valparaiso is a city that embraces its bohemian spirit. Wander through its streets and you'll encounter street musicians, artists, and poets. And speaking of cafes, darling, be sure to indulge in a cup of Chile's famous coffee while watching the city come alive. Oh, and don't forget to try the completo, a hot dog piled high with avocado, tomato, and mayonnaise. It's a local delicacy. Valparaiso is a city that will stay with you long after you've left, darling. It's a reminder that beauty can be found in the most unexpected of places. Now, darling, for the thrill seekers amongst us, we journey to the foothills of the Andes, to the magnificent Villarrica volcano. Imagine this, darling, a perfectly symmetrical cone rising majestically from the earth, its slopes cloaked in emerald green forests, and at its peak, a plume of smoke. For the truly adventurous, a hike to the summit of Villarrica is an experience you won't soon forget. Just imagine, darling, standing at the crater's edge, gazing down into the fiery heart of the volcano. But don't worry, darling, if hiking isn't your cup of tea, there are plenty of other ways to enjoy the beauty of Villarrica. In the winter months, the slopes transform into a skier's paradise, while in the summer you can explore the surrounding forests and lakes. And for a truly unforgettable experience, take a dip in one of the area's natural hot springs. Just imagine, darling, soaking in the warm, mineral-rich waters, surrounded by snow-capped peaks. And finally, darling, we journey to a place that is close to my heart, a place of such breathtaking beauty and tranquility, it will steal your breath away. Welcome to the Cochimo Valley, a hidden gem nestled in the heart of the Andes. Imagine towering granite cliffs, cloaked in emerald green forests, cascading waterfalls that plunge into crystal clear pools, and a sense of peace and serenity that washes over you like a warm wave. Now, darling, for the adrenaline junkies among us, Cochimo is a climber's paradise. Imagine scaling those sheer granite walls, the wind in your hair, the valley floor spread out beneath you. But don't worry, darling, if climbing isn't your cup of tea, there's plenty to keep you entertained. Hike through ancient forests, kayak on the crystal clear waters of the Cochimo River. And as the sun sets behind the granite peaks, painting the sky in a riot of colors, you can't help but feel a sense of peace and contentment. And there you have it, darling, 10 of the most fabulous destinations Chile has to offer. From the majestic Andes Mountains to the surreal landscapes of the Atacama Desert, Chile is a country that will captivate your senses and steal your heart. Ciao for now.